Thank you. So Sherry, I'm gonna turn it to you now, and I'm just gonna say, you're a private sector developer. Demand is growing. There's this financialization of housing. So I'm assuming this, people in your industry would say that this is great, but obviously that's not the case. You're here. Why is that? Why is this financialization of housing not beneficial to even the people that it's supposedly supposed to be helping, which is the private market?
Well, I'm going to just say something that might sound a little bit different, but why is there a problem with financialization of housing if it's done the right way? Like, that's not a bad word. We're not using a bad word by saying let's financialize housing. Let's financialize housing properly. Let's use it where it needs to be used. Let's look for returns that are reasonable so that every sector, every non-for-profit organization, every community builder can benefit from that. There is absolutely nothing wrong with financializing anything because everyone works for something and everyone works towards a goal. So financialization of housing means that you are rewarding the people that are building the communities, the housing, and the cities that we're living in. So what I am going to say is that as a private sector builder, we're not coming in and saying, hey, let's do this all for free. But we're saying, let's do this in partnership with not-for-profit organizations who are doing this, who have been doing this their way, give them the capital, give them that capitalization, financialization that they do not have, so they can get to where they need to get. Now, that is a process and that is a learning curve, in my opinion, because the moment you say, a private sector builder, the first thing that comes to everybody's mind is, oh, they have money. They want to make money. Well, it's not just us. It's the people we answer to. It's the mortgage companies that we have to pay. It's the equity groups that we bring to the table. Why not make it so that we can benefit from financializing housing and giving that benefit to the non-for-profit organizations, giving that benefit to the government agencies and groups that are working to build housing and servicing the communities and empower them so that they can actually go ahead and do their job. Like that to me is the problem. We, as a private sector developer or a non-for-profit, you need to be able to make some sort of a return on a project to be able to pay for the project itself. Now, if we can manage those expectations and keep them at a level that can keep everybody satisfied, then we are winning and we are getting to a place where we need to get. We need to give a little bit more of that financial literacy of how to use their assets, how to use what they have, how to leverage the things that they have to the non-for-profit organizations so they can also get into the business of profiting in some way, shape, or form so that they can, their profit, their community benefits could grow. And I do not see anything wrong with it except that it's being used as a word that makes it sound like it is a bad thing. I think we should just change our perspective on that, look at it with a different lens, and try to use it to solve the problem that we're in. The crisis we're in is not going to get solved without financial incentives, money, and funding dedicated to the housing.
Can I jump in here alongside Cheryl because
Absolutely.
she's making a really good point in the period 2005 to 2022. We've seen all of the different cost items that make up the cost of housing increase. Stefan gave you some examples from his own projects where cost per door went from 250 to 550. We saw that accelerate during the pandemic. I mean, we've seen financing costs grow by 93%. We've seen regulatory costs, government imposed fees increase by over 400% in that 15-year period. We've seen soft costs, hard costs grow almost double. The only respite, the only area of cost that has come down in that period has been what? Developer profit. Developer profit is the only area where there has been any abatement in housing from 24% down to 13%. So there's been a roughly 45% drop in the amount of profit that developers have made if we go back 15 years. And so this idea that profit is a bad thing, and that developers are somehow, not nice people who want to just sort of take advantage of the fact that people need housing. I think this is a narrative that we have to stop immediately. We have to stop it. It's completely counterproductive, especially at a time now where nothing is getting built and the development industry is actually consolidating. And a lot of people with the experience, skill, passion are leaving the industry. It's a very, very destructive narrative that I think we need to check that.
Councillor, if I may.